It's the Marty Show. Hello and welcome to the Marty Show. Today we're going to talk about Daimon Hellstrom, also known as the Son of Satan. The Tomb of Dracula and Ghost Rider were huge successes in the mid-70s, and both of them starred occult characters. So, why not do a comic about Satan? Well, that was the original idea, but then they thought maybe they should tone it down and call it The Son of Satan and make it about that. In any case, The Son of Satan was published in Marvel Spotlight from number 13 to number 24, and it was a pretty big hit back in the day. Of course, stuff like The Exorcist was quite popular and The Omen. So it was a time where satanic themes were quite popular. So of course parents are going to be glad to give their kids a comic about a guy with a trident and horns and a pentagram on his chest. It was quite a controversial series because a lot of readers were objecting to the depictions of Satanism and Wiccanism, maybe because they felt a bit offended by the contents, probably due to their own religious beliefs, and they just felt like Marvel shouldn't publish something like that. On the other hand, if you read the comics, they come off as pretty goofy. The comic we're going to have a look at today is no exception. But all in all, although the character appeared here and there over the years, he's pretty forgotten. There were some attempts at bringing the character back, but nothing really worked out in the end. There was a series in the 90s, and there was even a TV show based on this comic, but that wasn't, I don't think anyone's ever watched it as far as I know. If you have, let me know if I should check it out or not. But for now, let's have a look at Marvel Spotlight number 21, The Son of Satan, the middle part of a 3-part story. Are we going to be able to make sense of it? Probably not. But let's have a look nonetheless. Okay, so here we are. This is issue number 21 of Marvel Spotlight. The Son of Satan, Panic in the Sky. One by one, the tarot cards are turned, and the future they foretell is death. Okay, so the big demon you see here on the cover, well, it doesn't appear in the book. That's a full disclaimer. On the other hand, you've got the Legion of Nihilists in this book. You don't know them? Me neither, but you're going to know them a little bit more after this. So here we are. This is the first page of the issue, Morning at Dawn. And stuff happened to our poor Daimon. As you can see here, there's Madame Swabada, and there's Catherine and Christine. And Madame Swabada is some kind of evil fortune teller, and she basically made her tarot cards come to life, or whatever appeared on her tarot cards happened to Daimon. The 4th card made the big demon on the cover appear, but we missed that part. All we get here is the League of Nihilists and their swords. Yet Daimon manages to escape pretty fast from there, and he returns home with his superpowers. And here you have his powers on full display, like he's flying with his trident and calling hellfire to fly off into the sky. He's a pretty ridiculous character if you think about it. And then he finds out that the Legion of Nihilists had come by his place, and they had come and murdered the doorman. And instead of being questioned by the police, Daimon storms off, leaving Christine and Catherine to sort things out. Who are Christine and Catherine? I'm not completely sure either. And then that's when a detective called Detective Quinn shows up, and he tries to sort things out with the ladies. All the while, Daimon finds shelter in a nearby church and learns that Madame Sobada resided in a tower nearby. Meanwhile, Catherine and Christine learned that her father, that is Christine's father, is a tabloid writer, and he wrote a story claiming that Madame Sobada is a fake and Hellstrom is the real deal occultist that's causing all these shenanigans to happen. One of the Coen brothers might have read this comic when he was young, because there's a bunch of nihilists, a bit like in The Big Lebowski, but it's never fully explained what they are, except that they believe in nothingness or something like that. Anyway, Daimon goes to Madame Sobada's tower and confronts her. And there he finds out that she had a fatal heart attack, which must mean that she's dead. But then she somehow attacks him, and it causes damage around. And then she's somehow taking possession of his body. And the police begins trying to arrest Daimon because they think he's going on some kind of rampage of some kind. Yet Daimon manages to evade capture for a very, very short while, because he's grazed by a bullet and that knocks him out. And then the policemen grab him and they put him in the trunk of their patrol car. And this is where things are pretty confusing, because you see Daimon actually witnessing that, standing on the street, and you've got a card of the Fool, a tarot card of that in the back, and that's the end of the story for now. And that's pretty much what happens when you read the middle part of a story. Basically, you don't understand anything of what's going on, but that's kind of part of the fun here, I think. It was just a blast to sum up this story, just because at least if you just read this issue, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I can't really say that I'm very interested in knowing with this whole Madame Sobada business. On the other hand, I can say that it's kind of a fun read on its own, just because it's so nonsensical. And Steve Gerber, the writer, did a good job in writing something just like totally out there. And as a kid, I can't imagine what I would have thought of this. Maybe I would have been bored to death. Who knows? The artwork is serviceable. You've got Sal Buscema on art duties here. I'm not sure if this is going to convince you to read more Son of Satan comics, but hopefully this will make you want to read more comics. All right. See you around. Bye.
Thanks for watching.